It's a bad day for English teams. Arsenal and Man City are out of the Champions League. And the crazy thing is, there's a chance Liverpool and West Ham will likely be out also of the Champions League because Liverpool will be going to Atlanta and West Ham will be playing Bayern Leverkusen. And Bayern Leverkusen are playing so well. Atlanta scored like they have like 3 goal advantage over Liverpool. So ideally, technically, maybe the only team that might be in Europe might be Aston Villa. But we're here to talk about Arsenal and Man City. Honestly, I'll start with Arsenal. For Arsenal, this was going to be a very difficult one for them. It was really going to be a very difficult one for them. In the first leg, it was 2-2. Arsenal had chances. They had opportunity to kill that game. Maybe if Saka had decided not to go for like a penalty, maybe if he had decided to take a chance by because he already dribbled Noah and maybe take the shot, it could have been um a different story if Saka had decided to go for a goal towards the end of the game. But the game ended 2-2, and Bayern Munich, they did so well. They were without fans in the first leg. They came to the Emirates, they got 2 goals, and that was very, very massive for them. Now, in the return leg, of course, it's the return leg in Germany. It's going to be a very difficult one for Arsenal, considering also the fact that I think sort of maybe they were not fully confident going into this game because of the Aston Villa results, but they still did well. I think Arsenal did well in the first half. Martinelli had one chance in that half. I could remember Kai Havertz as well. Kai Havertz chance as well, but it's the Allianz Arena, and Bayern, they were actually going for it. They were actually going for it. They didn't have Coleman, and also they didn't have Gnabry as well. So they were missing 2 key players. So shout out to Bayern. They did well because this Arsenal team are a very, very good side. They are very good defensively. And who knows, maybe if it was the Arsenal of old, maybe the game could have ended 4-0. But at least Arsenal fans can take some positive out of this. It ended 1 goal, and it had to be a moment of brilliance. Honestly, it had to be a moment of brilliance. That goal was just too good. A very, very good header. Like Bayern also, they had chances in the game. They had chances in the game, but the goal they scored, it was just a moment of brilliance. So, and Arsenal out of Europe, but I think Arsenal can just look back to their journey so far this year in the Champions League. They topped their group, they faced Porto, they got to the knockout round, they knocked out Porto, and I think it's been a long time they go into this stage in the Champions League competition, the quarterfinals. And to be fair, they faced a very good team, and at the end of the day, Football Heritage came true. So they should be proud of how far they've come this year in the Champions League, considering it's been a while they've been in the Champions League, and also like they're still in that learning phase of how to do it in the Champions League. It all comes down to experience, and sometimes it just comes down to fine margins or moments of brilliance. The goal they considered was just moment. That goal was just too good. So I think there are some positive they can take away from this game. Now, for Man City, honestly, if assuming maybe that first leg we took our chances in the first leg, and Valverde didn't score that goal, because in the first leg against Madrid it was just a goal show. Both teams were scoring very, very good goals. Honestly, both teams were scoring good goals, and it ended 3-3. Madrid, I knew what I was expecting from Madrid. I knew they were going to defend the return leg, and I was expecting them to defend very well and hit us on the counter. And the mistake we made was just allowing them to score us first, because that made it difficult for us. Again, Rodrigo, that boy is just, I don't know, that boy is just something else. And Madrid, I don't understand how each time we face Madrid, we outplay them, but they just find a way to do it. They just even when like even last season, I think last season we outplayed them and we deserved to go through. We actually dismantled them last season. The previous season we outplayed them and I think it came from a moment of brilliance again from Rodrigo and Benzema, I think, and they went through. So Madrid, I don't just understand what the problem is with Madrid. But at the end of the day, their game plan worked and they defended well. They really defended well, and football is all about some. Football is about attacking and defending. They are attacking and defending, and they had to defend well to get the result they wanted, and it took it to it went to penalties. We had chances in this game. Kevin De Bruyne, Haaland, Foden. I didn't understand Foden. Like he wasn't on too much pressure, so he had a few seconds maybe to trap the ball and take the shot. Jack Grealish had the shot. Like we had chances in this game, opportunities to just kill, opportunities to actually kill the game, but we didn't take our chances. And when the game was going into penalties, I already knew we were going to go out. Honestly, I wasn't confident in regards to penalties because I don't think we're really good with penalties because this year we've lost to Arsenal on penalties in the Community Shield. So I really don't trust us on penalties. For Bernardo Silva, his penalty, when I watched it, like I watched it and watched, and I'm like, if it had gone in, everyone would be like, wow, what a very good penalty. But at the end of the day, hey, it is what it is. So it was just straight to the goalkeeper. So kudos to Madrid. Kudos to Madrid. Their game plan worked well. They defended so well. And you know, once an early team is defending, it's actually more difficult compared to when it's like no disrespect to the likes of the West Ham or let's say Luton, those teams are defending. But once early teams are defending, it's very difficult because they have good defenders. So Madrid are true, and if there was one way to hit Man City out of this competition, it just had to come down to fine margins. Fine margins because what more could Man City do? What more could they have done? They did. I think we did everything right. We created chances, and but it wasn't just our day. We were not just lucky. It just came down to fine margins and just luck. So shout out to Real Madrid. They took their chance. The penalties, I think it was only Modric that missed their penalty, and the rest they converted it. So kudos to them. And the next leg they'll be facing Bayern. Now up next for Man City and Arsenal. For Man City, we're still in the FA Cup and we'll be facing Chelsea. The treble is over. It was going to be a very difficult one to do a back-to-back treble. Our players are not machines; they are humans just like us. But we're still in the FA Cup, and the good thing is, as compared to Arsenal that traveled to Germany, we're still in England, so that could help. We won't be too tired, so it could help. Maybe we have to prepare for the next one. We just have to think ahead, focus, forge ahead. This is done till next year again. So we'll be facing Chelsea, and also Chelsea have caused us problems this year. So good thing we're still in the FA Cup. We're topping in the Premier League. As for Arsenal, they're out of the FA Cup, out of the Champions League, they're out of all competitions. So they only have the Premier League to focus on, which could be a very good thing for them because right now they know they just have one focus. But they'll be going away to Wolves. That could be a tricky game. Wolves are resting. They've not had they're not playing in any competition. So Wolves are fully resting, and Arsenal will still have to travel back to England. Hopefully fatigue doesn't play into that game. But at least this will actually help them to actually focus now on the Premier League. And same thing right now with Man City. We're still in the FA Cup and the Premier League. I think that's we can actually now we can focus more as well on the FA Cup and the Premier League. And I'm guessing by the time we play in our Premier League game, that's for Man City, both Arsenal and Liverpool should have played 2 games more. So we just have to forge ahead. For Man City, we just have to look ahead onto the next game. And same thing for Arsenal. They just have to look onto the next game. And that's it for me, guys. And again, congrats to Bayern. Congrats to Madrid. And till next year again in the Champions League. See you guys. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section. What you think about the game. And I'll see you in my next video. Thank you very much.